One of my favorite nicknames, and listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not getting political, but I think this is reference to a politician, and I think it's funny. Next question is from Margarine Taylor Grease on YouTube. I just even laughed saying it out loud. Listen, I don't even know. I couldn't pick this person out of a lineup. And again, I'm not talking politics on here. I think that's a funny name. It just makes me laugh. Margarine and Grease. I don't know why that makes me laugh. What is your method to calibrate a temperature probe? I used to use boiling water at 100 C to calibrate at 100 C, but now I'm at 200 meters. So I use ice for 0 C. Is there a reliable thermometer for reference? Yeah, man. First of all, this is a great point, because I think very often things like calibrating thermometers are not part of kind of a yearly, quarterly, biannual plan that people have for standard maintenance in their brewery. And I do think that it is very important. As Margarine was mentioning, there are ways to do that. And with a lot of probes, temperature probes that I've used, you have one of two options. You can either stick it in boiling water, and then that would be 100 degrees C, or you can put it in ice water, and that would get you your 0 degrees, and you can calibrate it like that. I do think it's good, and I'm sure you could get a, lab grade thermometer, that you can calibrate, and it's super sensitive. I really don't think you need to go that far. But I do think that boiling water test, and especially that doing both, and maybe leaning on that ice water one as well. But the key is going to be with the ice water one, you want to have a very ice dense mixture. We're not talking about a situation where you have, water up to here, and then it's ice up here, and it's just water down here. We're talking about packed with ice to the top, and then water just until you hit the top of the ice, and then swirl that and get that very cold. I think it's a great application for sometimes what people call good ice, or the really, really small ice. It almost looks like slush. So where you could make like a really dense, ice water solution, set that in there and calibrate them like that. I think that's the way to go. And one of the reasons that I really want to talk about this is think about the number of places in your brew house where you have temperature probes that have probably not been calibrated in a very long time. You might be surprised. So anything from that probe that is in the back that is controlling your calling for cooling glycol, that needs to be pulled and calibrated from time to time. It's also another good thing to be using the temperature transfer paste that goes in there. It looks like butt cream. It might be zinc. Something zinc? Maybe not. That could be crazy wrong. But anyways, there's a temperature transfer paste that you can use that can help that probe get a more accurate reading. I mean, you have probes on the hot side, on the cold side, lots of places. Calibrate those things. You'll find that a lot of them on the back, if they're better ones, they'll have a screw that you can adjust to dial that in once you have everything worked out. But yeah, and it's best to check out the high and low on it, Margarine Taylor Grease, I do appreciate that question, because that it's a good shout out for if it's been a while since you've gone through. We're getting into slower days on the brewery side. Typically, maybe you're busting all the way through the cold winter months as well, but this is a great time of year to be going around and busting things down and making sure everything's calibrated, up to date, greased. Margarine Taylor Greased. All right. Appreciate the question, MTG.